There's a lot of parallels between .com and what's happening with blockchain. It would be more the parallel that I see this happening, and in the currency world, Bitcoin's been around for about 10 years, and that's about how long people really started to make money in the .com space. I think that's a bit of a misnomer. When we look at who made money in the .com space, it took a real solid 10 years for companies to establish and start making money. That's really about 15 years, in my opinion, after the .com craze got going, the movement, the phenomena, right? So I still think we're a solid 5 years away from seeing companies that are operationally making money, that are starting to become dominant. The emergences of the Amazons of the world, or the Googles, or the whatever. Like Bitcoin may be the mosaic of what's happening with blockchain. I don't know. Maybe that's Ethereum or whoever. But I hardly. The game has just started. It's like Winston Churchill saying, I think, we're only at the end of the beginning right now. Maybe. Right, and I'm not even so sure that we're there yet. That we're still very early stages. I think a couple of the very big characteristic differences at this time, though, is that when the .com happened, we had a very analog economy that was being driven by people that didn't grow up with technology. So we have seen a significant amount of the Fortune 500 and the Fortune 50 today are now .com-ish companies, if you will. However, I think what's a bit different in this is that many of the executives and the people driving senior level companies today are people that actually were, like they were my age. They were, and so that they're senior level positions in those really big companies today. So we see an adoption of blockchain. So while we see a lot of people talking about the disintermediation of banks and Uber and Airbnb, and like, don't kid yourself, these are really smart technical people. The banks have more blockchain patents probably than any other group combined, right? And Uber's a tech company, and Airbnb is a tech company. They probably have bigger blockchain initiatives internally than most of the big startups that have piled a ton of money into this. So again, I'm a startup guy, but I think we just need to be very realistic about who you're trying to disintermediate. You're trying to use technology to disintermediate really savvy technology people, right? And that's a big difference. So I do think the nature, I do think there's some monster companies that are going to emerge and displace some of those Fortune 50s and 500s, which is great, and I'm crazy excited about it. And hopefully we're involved in a couple of them. But I do think the nature of this is more, seeing transformation within those monster companies. Google's not going to get out innovated on blockchain, probably, right? Maybe, but maybe not. And so I think we'll see self disintermediation. We'll see transformation. We'll see adoption of this technology into these really savvy companies, would be my prediction.